Action!
Racist people!
Get up!
Alright, ready!
Ready any way you want.
To Sandbox, the openly beta podcast where we talk.
We haven't started recording yet.
Openly beta.
Sandbox! As previously stated, but not just any episode. Jamie's birthday special.
It's my birthday.
It's his birthday today, both when we're recording it and when it's being released.
Yeah?
Yeah? Both true facts.
Well, yeah, that's how birthdays work.
And you know what you do on birthdays?
Celebrate.
Play some games.
Ooh!
So, should we smack into our drinks first?
I think we should smack into our drinks first.
Because you can't play games any amount of sober.
So let me explain to you what I've got here. This is a very famous beer. Whoa!
World famous.
Look at the. What?
Oh my god! We have quality.
That's not quality though, because it's way too loud.
No. Maybe we won't have to amplify the sound beyond belief.
Well, if I talk.
Should we listen back? And
Why is
see
it always
what
my
happens?
voice, which is much way louder? Let's get talking about the beers. I have we both have famous beers. I
Household
have
names.
I have Tiger. Jack has.
I have Frank Zicana Wiesber.
I hate you so much. I'm actually drinking it from a very special ceramic pint mug from Munch and Gladbach, which I should be having that beer really, but I'm having an Indian beer instead because I really like this one. Plus, we don't really have lagers on this show.
Yeah. You're a
I
bit of
think-
an Asian boy today.
You're going for a wheat beer. I'm going for an Asian lager.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this. You told me it was nice so I brought it, but there's no description and everything's in not English.
I had a wheat beer. It wasn't that brand. This is kind of a bit of an offshoot story, really. But I had a wheat beer in the first year of uni, and we had it in a huge stein, and we got it from Lidl, and it was foul. But every student that I knew had bought the same stein because it was really cheap, and it came with a stein, not stein. I meant cask, like a metal cask. I didn't mean stein.
Yeah.
It came with a stein glass. It was like 50% head. When you poured it, it was clearly way too shaken up.
Yeah.
It was in terrible condition and it tasted really gross. But we had to get through many litres of it, and everyone had it.
Well, if you're drunk enough.
Yeah, which is what happened. No, in the end, actually, we got rid of like a good third of the cask because it was pretty gnarly stuff.
Okay. Well, I know nothing about my drink, so I'm gonna just pretend that was a description. I just open it. It's 5%. And
Wheat
it's
beer.
got a little man on the front.
Is a very nice pale beer, which is typically opaque, and it is German of origin and delicious.
As it's a birthday special.
Oh man.
There's a ghost at the door.
So we have this issue every time.
There's a ghost at the door. Oh, Jamie's gone now. I'm gonna fire Jamie for opening the pizza.
Yeah.
Now we can't get in or out.
We're stuck forever! Let me just finish pouring this because it's gone all frothy. Oh, look at that. That's what you want.
Jimmy, I don't want to ruin your birthday fun.
But How are you even drinking that?
I'm not.
Also, this is too small for the beer, so I'm gonna have to have seconds. So yeah, as Jack said, we're a very traditional way of drinking beer today. We're gonna be really fun about it.
I'm not ruining the birthday fun. I'm using a straw.
Come on.
As God intended. It's like your hat in the intro.
And then gotta give a beer a good stir. Make sure you get all the juices in.
Oh, I didn't stir.
Can I have a straw, please?
There you go. I bent it for you.
That's gonna be so loud.
That's a massive shame because I was going to do that to you later on.
Oh no!
And then you got me. You got me perfectly. I wasn't expecting it.
I just saw it down there. I mean, they are mine.
They're not.
You know?
I just put them there.
You're joking. Are you kidding me? No! I ruined it! I thought they were
I
mine!
thought you wouldn't notice them. I was like, oh, later on, I'll when he's not looking, I'll pop him in his eyes.
Jack, I feel terrible!
And then you got me.
But mine used to be in that exact same space. I didn't realise they were
I don't
gone.
know where yours are.
Jack, I'm so sorry. I assumed because it was open.
I'm gonna cancel the video.
I assumed that because it was open, that it was going to be like it was mine. But it wasn't mine, it was yours.
It doesn't matter.
It would have been really hard to do.
You've ruined your birthday for me.
You do realise that it would have been really hard to do that subtly. I would have immediately looked if you were going down for my crotch.
I'm gonna be up and down, don't you worry. At least it's a delicious smell.
I can't drink that with a straw.
I can, surprisingly well. Oh look, it's fizzing through the straw.
That actually makes me feel a bit sick having it from the straw. That's not how it's meant to be drunk. It's meant to be drunk with the umbrella though. Mmm!
I can't stop drinking mine because it keeps fizzing up.
That's what I'm saying.
I think it's the fault of the straw.
No, the straw is making it way too fizzy to drink. That's what happened to mine as well.
It's nice though. I'm not going to ruin the novelty by stop drinking from the straw.
I really enjoy this beer, but it's kind of...
Oh yeah. Mine's very different.
That's tastier than... I prefer Indian lagers to any other lager because they tend to be kind of... I don't know what taste... I'm not very good with lagers, just stronger tasting.
Yeah.
It's good. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
And charm.
Charm.
I like it. I think that's charming. And I think
it's got a nice
if
type
you
on
saw
it.
that in India, you'd be like, India?
It's pretty Indian.
You'd be like, India, right? And then, yeah.
You drink the lager.
Yeah.
I think mine gets a 10 for charm. It's like how charming that man is.
Your beer, that logo is so bad, but it's kind of charmingly bad. Like, it's really bad. It's really poor and... Okay, you're taking that out, I'm taking that out.
I said I wouldn't, but I immediately hate it.
It's making me enjoy this beer far less, having all the periphery.
Oh, I regret buying them now.
I don't think you should because they're really fun. They're still really fun.
That tastes better without the straw.
I can imagine.
It's weird how straws can have that effect.
Yeah. Are there more surprises?
Well, first of all, Jamie, I'm going to ask you to take off that hat. We're all about hats here at Openly Beta, but that is not a party hat.
What is that? That's not a party hat.
I had a very small sheet of red and blue card. I had one sheet left. And we're also
Oh my god, it's the worst party hat ever. I love it so much. That's actually a really good comb though. Like,
Oh.
fair play.
Mine stayed on my head really well because of my curls, but I think I have to keep my head straight. And of course you have to open your card.
Oh, I've got a card. See, only on Opening Beta do you get birthday celebrations.
Yeah. Live.
And then you'll also live see how bad I am at opening cards.
Especially when you can't move your head.
God. That is so good and so dodgy. Jack has got me a Poundland card.
Yeah.
Please tick box for appropriate occasion. And he's crossed congratulations, which is so good.
Congratulations on being alive still.
Such an arsehole.
If you can read it,
I'll do a little zoom in on that.
do a little zoom in. And you got to have a badge.
Yay!
It's your birthday. Right now, Jamie. As you know, here at Open Beta, we're very untraditional. We do things differently. And in the interest of doing things differently and being interesting, I haven't wrapped up your present.
Got a present? Oh.
And I'm just gonna pull the present out of the bag and show it to you.
I'm guessing this just.
Does it not have a clip?
No, it has like a weird stand. You know what I use? Is that,
Yeah.
it can stand. I guess. I guess that can do it.
Just do that. I'm not gonna lie to you, Jamie, I got everything from Poundland, so it's probably not great. As you'll probably see in a sec. I'm just gonna show you your
Wait,
present.
you actually got this in Poundland?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Poundland are very self-aware.
I can't
They
believe
sell a lot of like Poundland merch.
I assumed you got this from another store.
No. Poundland sell, just Poundland stuff. If you don't know what Poundland is, because you're watching us from like Japan, it's a shop that sells everything for £1.
We'd like to know where you're from, by the way, people who are watching this, because
Give us your home addresses.
no, I don't know if you looked, but 68% of our audience are not from the UK or US.
That's interesting.
68%.
I assumed 68% of our audiences was our parents.
I'd assume.
So I want to know who those people are.
I'd assume 100% were from the UK, but no.
Like 10% are women, obviously.
Oh, I saw 100%
Look at
are
us.
men.
Maybe 10% of one video is women.
Maybe.
I might be lying. Jamie, I'm going to reveal your gift now. In a very matter of fact. Here
Yeah.
it is.
Right. You've got me more Poundland merch.
Everyone needs Poundland merch. But unfortunately, Jamie, I'm going to have to take this away from you now. Because this isn't like any other birthday. You're going to have to work for the Poundland mug.
So stupid.
So we're going to play some games today.
I can't believe they make that. That's so funny. It's a really
Yeah.
cheap mug as well. Like,
It's £1.
I like it.
You said you didn't have a pen, did
I
you?
really like it.
There's not a pen in here.
No, there isn't a pen in here.
Alright, I might have one. Bear with me.
Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties. I have a pen. I have saved the day.
Much like our pause for law motto, we also have a skip for pen saying. So
Our main saying is the same technical difficulties.
I'm not even gonna cut to this on the video. You're gonna have to watch through all this painful ordeal.
That'd be awkward, wouldn't it?
Especially be awkward if I do
Right,
cut it.
Jamie. We're going to play a little game of Birthday Pictionary.
Oh, that's a good
It's going
idea.
to be a little bit...
That's a really good
It's going to
idea.
be a little bit...
Just drop the pen.
No, I dropped my my stirrer.
Oh.
There's another one we can't use. It's a little bit openly beta themed. So I'm going to give those a shuffle, keep them face down. I mean, that'll do. I don't remember the order they're in.
In fairness, I cannot shuffle to save my life.
I don't remember the order they're in, so that's fine.
I played
And there's only
Yu-Gi-Oh!
like 6 of them.
Okay. That's more than 6. It's like considerably more than 6.
Yeah.
I played Yu-Gi-Oh! For a very large portion of my childhood, and I never learned how to shuffle a deck. It's such a crucial part of that game is shuffling the deck. You have to do it multiple times in a single game.
Well, yeah, it's teaching kids to be good at like poker.
Come on.
I play my Blue Eyes White Dragon. Do you love how in the first episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! He all of the Blue Eyes White Dragons, which we've been building up as the most powerful thing ever, have just appeared. It's like if in the first episode of Pokemon, like, they killed Mewtwo,
Pretty sure the first episode Exodia appears.
or of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the first episode shows the Pharaoh Yugi, Yami Yugi,
That might be true.
play Exodia.
I can barely remember the first episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Except when there's a lot of Blue Eyes White Dragon.
I just
Right, so
remember
Jamie,
the left arm, right leg, right leg, and I'm Exodia! It's amazing. Sorry, yes.
Take the
These
pen.
are big.
Yeah. Right, here's what we're going to do, Jamie.
Yep.
You have... I'm going to give you a minute. I'm going to give you 2 minutes, because I don't know how hard this is going to be. You've got to pick up a card. Don't show me what's on the card. And you've got to draw what is on the
All right.
card. And I'm going to say I've got to guess. We've got to get through 5.
I'd suggest it could be easier because you know what's on the cards.
Yeah, I did quite a few.
All right. So now I look at the card. Can I look at it, or are you just timing me?
There's no thought put into this. Right, let's say we've got to get 5 in 2 minutes, because that's what comes to
Fine.
mind. Go! Right, what is he drawing? What is he drawing?
Oh, can I do letters that are unrelated to the? That
Yeah, I'll allow that, I'll allow that. It's Smash.
Yep.
It's Smash Brothers.
Yes.
Cool. Right, and then we'll show these on the camera
Oh yeah. All right.
afterwards.
All right. Oh man.
Some of them will be games we've played here on Openly Beta.
Oh,
Some of
jeez.
them will be wild cards,
Oh
as it
man.
were.
Oh man. Oh man.
Tripping over at the second hurdle. Is it WarioWare?
Yes.
I thought that one would be extremely hard to draw. It's a dice. Yahtzee? Oh, Mario Party.
Yes.
Of course.
Okay. Yeah. Another
Got
one?
2 more, Jamie.
Oh wait, I've already done that one. That was the one I actually just won.
30 seconds, Jamie. You gotta get 2 more. You wanna get that Poundland mark. Crash Bandicoot.
Yep.
Sweet. 20 seconds. Clock's ticking. Clock's ticking. Is that a jail cell? Towerfall?
No!
It's a Game Boy.
My time is gone. No. Wait, what? Come on! Are you kidding me?
It's Tetris.
Yeah, of course it's bloody Tetris.
I forgot I put Tetris.
That was the
in
best
there.
one.
Jamie, look at that. You did all 5 in time. We managed to get them in time. See what that means, Jamie?
I win!
No.
Oh no.
It's time for round 2.
Oh, what's round 2? Right.
We'll use this as a blindfold because I've got nothing else. What game is played at every birthday party?
Pin the tail on the donkey.
That's right. It's time for Pin the Nose on Groove.
Oh man, look at that!
Right, so Jamie, I'm going to ask you to put on the blindfold.
This is so exciting. One moment.
Well, I guess they say patience is a virtue.
It's really, really hard to put this on because of how tangled it is now.
You really should have thought about that before you tangled it up. Right, is it on in a way that you can't see through it?
Yes, but I will genuinely close my eyes as well because I don't want to spoil it.
Alright, take this. Am I right to bring the camera over?
Yeah. Go for it.
And we can slow
Oh
down.
crap, there's a pin there.
Yeah, how are you going to pin the nose on Groove without a pin?
Yeah, but you could have told me. It was like blue tack or something, man.
Right, and you got to spin around first of all, Jamie. You got to spin. Oh, he's getting disorientated now. Right, there you are. I'm going to bring the camera over. Or maybe I just never will. Ooh. Right. There it is.
Well, I wish I knew where that was.
Go on, James.
Am I supposed to do it now?
Yeah, I'll let you fill the wall a bit.
Alright, can I use this hand?
You can use the hand. You need to go further right. There it is. There's Groot. Right, I'm going to direct you to some extent.
Okay.
Right, so you want to go up a bit. And you want to go left a bit. A little bit further up. That's pretty much it. You're pretty bang on there.
Can I have a look?
You can have a look. And there we have it.
Pin the nails on Groot.
The nose is officially pinned on Groot. And that is a successful part 2.
That was really inventive. I loved that so much.
As you may be able to tell, we ran out of printer ink. So I had to get creative and draw Groot. And then just draw a little nose pin.
Well, that's staying there forever now.
Yeah. Right, Jamie. We're officially on the final round.
Okay.
It's the question round.
Hmm.
All we have to do is answer these 3 birthday video game treats of the questions.
To get the Poundland mug.
That
All
makes
this is for the.
sense. And you'll win the Poundland mug officially.
Okay.
Right. Question 1. What 2 animals make up a dingo dial?
A dingo and a crocodile.
That is correct. Question number 2. What is Mario's last name?
Mario.
That is also correct. And Jamie, the 3rd and final question, and you win the Poundland mug. What is your full home address, including your postcode?
No!
I'm just reading the questions as they appear on the piece of paper.
8 Buckingham Palace.
And that's correct, Jamie!
Yay!
He's officially won the Poundland mug.
Well, they sound absolutely horrible.
I'm worried your neighbours are gonna like call the police. You have to turn that down in post.
Yours sounds so much worse than mine. Mine actually sounds like it's meant to sound like.
Well, that's it.
I've deflated.
That's it. The birthday mug is Jamie's.
That was a lot of nice stuff, wasn't it?
Sponsored by Poundland. Right. Let's jump into our traditional everyday episode of Sandbox.
Yes, hat's back on.
Our thinking caps are officially back on.
Okay. So, it's Game of the Year season,
It is Game of the Year season.
and the nominees have come up. When on the time of filming this, anyway, the nominees for each category have come up. You know, we should have been prepared and had a list, but we don't.
Yeah, I don't even know all of the nominees.
So we're gonna pause, and I'm gonna sort that out.
Pause for law.
Right, that's what we want.
And we're back here with our special guest of the week, Jamie Wade.
We're not going to start this part of the podcast with an introduction because it's meant to be seamless.
Yeah, but I want it to not be.
I hate you.
Game of the Year nominees. So Jamie, should we start by reading out what they are? Or by saying what we want to be on there?
I think we should go. I think we should go award by award.
Yeah.
And discuss them as we go along.
Okay, but I mean, do you want to read out what you think should be on here, or shall I just read out what is on here? And then
Read out
we'll
what is on there, and then we'll discuss it.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Celeste, God of War, Marvel's Spider-Man, Monster Hunter World, and Red Dead Redemption 2.
So
I said this, and you disagreed. I'm somewhat surprised that Assassin's Creed Odyssey is on there.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey was actually good.
I'm not disputing it wasn't good. I don't know. I feel like there wasn't much hype about that compared to the other games, except I guess Celeste.
There isn't really much competition this year. It's been a bit weird year for games. There hasn't been much to take it off its throne. I mean, it was a good Assassin's Creed game. It was high budget, high quality, good story, blah blah blah. So I don't know what else you'd put instead of that.
Yeah.
My issue is Celeste being on there.
I'm really happy that Celeste is on there because I love Celeste.
I'm happy it's on there because it's so cool that such a small developer can get on that list.
Yeah, especially all the other games that are on there, it massively stands out.
But there's no way it should win. It should,
Yeah,
like,
and it's probably not gonna.
No.
It's definitely not gonna win.
because although it's an incredibly good game and a very big achievement for. I'm not sure how big Matt Make's game is. I'm hesitant to say it's one guy because I know that
it's not anymore.
because the music definitely was made by someone else. I know that.
I think it's owned by two people,
Right,
Matt
okay.
and a guy called Neil, maybe. That's probably horribly wrong. And they're watching this and laughing and
Yeah.
mocking us.
It's extremely impressive. It's a great game,
Yeah.
but obviously I don't think it should be in the same category as something that had a 300-man team behind.
Yeah. I do agree.
Because Red Dead was amazing.
Yeah, but I am very glad. I'm glad it's been nominated anyway.
I'm glad because
I feel like in terms of
it's been nominated. Yeah.
in terms of like enjoyment as well, I probably won't. Well, I won't get as much enjoyment as I will out of a game like Red Dead, because obviously you can play that forever. But like, I really enjoy Celeste, and for what it is, I think it's like perfect.
Yes, it is.
I think it's like
Perfect
the perfect
for what
game
it
in
is,
its
yes.
genre,
Yeah, I agree with that.
and in that way, I feel like why
It feels
shouldn't
good.
nominate-
The music in particular
The
is.
music is amazing. I've been listening to the soundtrack a lot since playing it, and the story is so good.
The story is really good. The story is surprisingly good, actually. The story, I wasn't expecting anything like that.
Yeah.
I was expecting it to be just pure platforming.
Yeah.
But the story,
There's some really,
the story
really
plays
nice scenes.
a significant part in the game, way more than I expected.
It ties into the gameplay a lot as well. It's always
I mean, you've almost finished it now, so I
yeah,
think
I still haven't.
I want to go on full-on spoiler mode.
I mean, can you not?
No, not for the ending.
Okay.
Just up until the bit
Yeah.
that you're up to,
Yeah.
because I really wanted to talk to you about the Mirror Temple.
Yes.
Oh, obviously you've now done that.
Yeah, I'm on. I assume the last level.
The Mirror Temple, in terms of like visually and story-wise, I think's the coolest part of the game.
Yeah.
Except for the ending, is actually pretty cool.
Okay.
But the Mirror Temple is so cool.
It's like the third to last level.
You turn into like an alien.
Yeah, and that's
So
you
good.
turn into like one of the monster enemies, and you control him briefly, and that's kind of to show you what the enemies are gonna do.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
it's introducing you to the enemies by you playing as them, which is really cool.
So
Because it introduces
smart.
that they can like destroy the walls and they can go through certain objects but not others. It's really cool.
The whole game is made in a way that you know, theoretically, you shouldn't die in an unfair way. You're told everything that you need to know. You're never gonna. If you die, it's your fault.
Yeah,
It's
everything's
not because-
introduced very nicely at a very nice pace.
Whereas if they hadn't have done that and shown the monster, inevitably you would have encountered that monster and died, and it wouldn't have been your fault because it's
Yeah.
like, well, the hell, there weren't any monsters up until now.
Yeah. There's
So,
some
yeah.
bits like at the very beginning of a level where you'll encounter like the thing for that level and you
Yeah.
don't know what to do yet, but it
But-
doesn't matter if you do die.
The game's all about dying anyway.
Yeah.
You die thousands of times.
Yeah, I think I've got like 600 deaths.
Yep. Ridiculous.
Yeah. I have been going for the strawberries though. It's a really, really good game. I'd strongly recommend buying and playing all of it. And yeah, it's just got really good stories and characters. And there's only like 4 of them, 5.
Yeah. There's barely any characters. Yeah.
There are 5 characters, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you include like her mum on the phone.
Yeah. I wouldn't include that as a character, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, the characters are really cool.
Yeah.
Also, the character Theo has a real life Instagram account
Yes, you told me
to
this before.
accompany his Instagram account in the
Yeah.
game, which is really nice.
What I'm really hoping for, but I don't think happens, I'd really love it if when I completed the game, I could then play as Theo. But I don't think that's a thing.
It's not.
That'd be really cool though.
There are loads of unlockables though.
That's cool.
The
I
only
was
thing
expecting like the level up bit near the end.
for me, the game is amazing. The computer's doing something really weird. That's why I stopped talking properly.
That's just a bit laggy.
I'm assuming it's okay.
Yeah.
The game's amazing, but it's kind of you will have a lot of fun, more fun out of it than me.
Because I like going back and collecting everything.
For me, I was happy with the game, playing it from level 1 to the end, and being like, yeah. And then I went on some internet tutorials on how to unlock secrets, to unlock certain cool things, which I won't spoil.
Yeah.
And then I was done. There's so much more content in that game that I haven't played, but for me, after you've beaten the base game, you unlock the B sides, which you already know about.
Yeah.
And then the C sides.
Yeah.
They're too difficult for me. I can't actually. For me personally, they're too difficult, and they go beyond the realms of me wanting to carry on dying and dying and dying and dying. I think I completed 2 of them, and then I was happy that I was done with that very lovely game, and I wouldn't play it again.
Yeah, that's fair.
Kind of. Yeah.
That's just not how I play games.
No, it's not.
I just, you definitely get more enjoyment out of it if you're the sort of person who will want to collect everything and go back and play it over and over again, which I very much will.
Yeah, it's annoying. I wish.
I want to finish all of the B-sides and C-sides and collect all the strawberries and everything.
Because I appreciate that it's a bit of a silly attitude to just not to be like, nah, I'm done. But
not really. It's what you enjoy, isn't it?
Yeah. I'd rather.
I feel like I'm getting my money's worth out of it more if I collect everything, even if it doesn't go towards anything.
No, you are.
Yeah.
I was happy with it and done.
Yeah.
Oh, I've just remembered something that we need to talk about.
What?
But we're talking about the game of the year and stuff. Can I just?
That's tangent.
Can I go on a little bit of a tangent?
Yeah.
Oh, actually 2 tangents. Can you move that light to the left a bit? Because every time I look at you, it's blinding me.
I don't want to do that.
Like more, as in like shift it to the left, and then go back to how you're sitting. That's much better.
Okay.
I was actually going blind.
Well, you could have said something sooner.
I know.
We're all about professionalism here. Never break the flow.
The second thing.
Yeah. That's over.
Did I tell you? I'm going to talk to you about it anyway, even if I did tell you. Did I tell you about? I've just forgotten it.
Oh. That's really uninteresting.
This is really stupid. Wait, can I just?
We'll edit around this.
We're gonna edit this because I'm really annoyed. It was just in my head and it's gone. Oh, sorry.
Will be.
Oh, can you give me another tab? I don't know how to work this phone.
Press the tabs button.
I just remembered it. I was being a stupid idiot.
You always are.
So Deltarune.
You haven't mentioned this to me.
Okay.
I've never heard those 2 words together in a sentence.
Okay. I'm quite excited to tell you about this because I don't think I did mention it to you.
Okay.
And in my opinion, this is one of the coolest events to have happened this year in gaming.
Okay.
Because it was so clever and so unique and so different. So, a little hint as to what this is. Deltarune is an anagram of Undertale. Now,
oh, that's cool.
So basically, I'm probably gonna. I think is it Toby Fox? I might have got that wrong. I think that's the name. I'm pretty sure the guy who developed the game is called Toby Fox, or at least his first name. I'm pretty sure it's Toby.
I mean, I can Google it.
No, we're not about googling.
We're not about confirming our information.
We just talk garbage. and then you guys repeat our garbage
Yeah.
to other people and spread
Uninformed
misinformation.
Garbage. We're all about fake
Welcome
news
to
here, right?
Sandbox,
We
episode
think
3. No,
Yeah, so Toby Fox, definite name.
it is actually Toby Fox.
Yeah.
So, I think it was 2 weeks ago, he posted on Twitter, he said, in 24 hours time, go onto the Undertale Twitter and my Twitter in 24 hours. And that kind of, it wasn't reported on massively in circles outside of the Undertale fandom.
Yeah.
And I don't really, Undertale, I could play that game years ago. So I don't, it was by pure chance that I came across this. I was very glad that I did. Then 24 hours passed and he posted a link and he said, you go on the link and it's a website and it says Deltarune and it gives a list of instructions. And I can't remember all the instructions, but the gist...
It's an ARG.
Well, the gist... What?
It's an ARG.
What's that?
An alternate reality game. It's like when there's like a film or a game or something, and then there's stuff you have to do in real life that complements the story.
Kind of.
Okay.
That's kind of what Undertale was kind of like as well.
Yeah.
You haven't played Undertale though?
I've played it briefly, but... Yeah.
God, we need to play through Undertale, it's so good.
Yeah.
Oh my
I think
god.
I played it with you, briefly.
One of my best games of all time.
Yeah.
My favourite games of all time. So, on this website, one of the main things it focuses on is do not share anything about what you're about to see for 24 hours.
Okay.
And obviously not everyone obeyed that, but surprisingly the majority of people did. So you download this link and Toby Fox on his Twitter actually says, due to the nature of what this link is, you're going to have to disable your antivirus. So it's kind of a bit mysterious. So you have to disable your antivirus.
He
and
just
then,
hacks everyone.
well, yeah. Then you go onto the game, and when you accept the terms and conditions, you look at the terms and conditions, and I can't remember the exact wording, but it basically says you accept everything that's about to happen to you. That's what it says. It's like, oh crap, it's just a hack, and you go on it, and what proceeds is you play a game called Deltarune.
Yeah.
And at the moment, he hasn't said much about this, but from what I can tell, it's a sequel to Undertale. And it's amazing. And it's basically a full 4 hours, if you do everything,
Yeah.
chapter of Undertale 2, but it's called Deltarune. And it's really bizarre because Undertale has multiple endings. It seems to take place after the good ending of Undertale. But it also pretty much confirms that it doesn't, and it actually takes place in an alternate reality
Okay.
where the events of Undertale never happened.
Okay.
Because there are characters who talk to you, and you're clearly playing as the character from the first game, grown up.
Yeah.
But there are characters that you talk to who clearly have no recollection of any of the events of Undertale. And there's a character who you meet called Sans, who's quite a popular character.
I know Sans, yeah.
Who Sans is a very self-aware character in Undertale who can. It's like it's basically confirmed. It's heavily hinted at that he created a machine which can travel through time and space.
Okay.
And he basically is the only character who acknowledges that the events of Undertale happened. He's kind of like, "Oh, who are you, stranger?" Then winks, and he keeps making like subtle references to like, "Yeah, well, nice to meet you, because we've never met ever." Winks, and it's like, what?
Just come out and say it, Sans.
It's crazy, but the game itself is Undertale, but on steroids, and they've revamped everything. The visuals are better. The battle system is completely overhauled and completely different.
Okay.
And it's basically it is Undertale 2. But the way they did it, the way they advertised that game, is one of the coolest.
Yeah, it's really weird.
That's probably the coolest way I've seen a game be advertised ever.
I don't think I've heard anything about that either. You definitely did say, I think That's what they should
I did
call
say
it.
that. I did
You
say
said,
that.
I think Undertale 2 is coming out.
Yeah.
And I think we said nothing else
No.
about it.
That's because I don't think I actually played it at the time.
And you weren't sure what was happening. Yeah. We don't spread misinformation to each other.
So after
Just to the world.
Yeah. So after the 24-hour period of him saying don't talk about it,
People still didn't talk about it.
he didn't confirm. He then updated it, and he didn't confirm what it was. But he did say this is chapter 1, so it's suggested that it's going to be episodic. This is chapter 1 of a new project I'm working on, and he said this is what I can do on my own. I need help, and he said, and basically, it seems like he is enlisting developers to come and help him make Undertale 2 to make it bigger and better than the first one. Because
That's really cool.
if he did it on his own, it would take far too long. And he said he wants to make it amazing, and that was what it was. It was like the best advert
That's a really
ever.
cool hiring process.
How cool is that?
Yeah. I really love stuff like that.
That game is going to be sick.
Yeah.
It's going to be so good.
Yeah. Here's hoping.
Sorry, I had to get that out.
No, yeah. I mean, that's, I always like a bit of intrigue,
Yeah.
a bit of real world mystery.
So tell me what the game of the year should be.
Let me get the list back up.
I appreciate that was quite a tangent, but I needed to talk
It
to
was
you
quite a
about
tangent, but it was a nice, interesting one. The issue is I haven't played Spider-Man, God of War, or Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
that. Nor have I.
I've played Monster Hunter World, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Celeste.
So have I. Together our powers do nothing!
It's the echo chamber. I think Red Dead 2 will win it.
I think Red Dead 2 will win it as well.
I think it probably should.
I think it should be noted that although we haven't played all the games on this list, we both
We know a lot
consume so much games-related media that we have I would say, we have a very strong understanding of how good these games are.
about it. Yeah, I'd say so.
So,
I mean, admittedly, I know very little about Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but I have heard good things, and you've just,
ultimately, it comes down to time and money. And we're not doing this full time, so we can't play every game.
Basically, we need money.
I played a little bit of Red Dead, but I haven't actually bought it because I want to wait for it to come on PC.
Yeah, I'll probably wait for it on PC now as well, to be honest.
Yeah.
Any games you want on this list? You want to be nominated for Game of the Year that aren't?
So, honestly, I don't think that. Can I have a look at the list again? I don't think I'd change anything, because the games that I enjoyed the most this year don't have the same widespread appeal as these games.
Okay.
But I'm aware of games that aren't on later categories that we'll look at.
Okay.
I did have a little cheeky that I want to talk about. I mean,
In terms of Game of the Year, it's a pretty... It's going to be
Game
more
of-
mainstream.
Game of the Year has to be mainstream. Last year, Zelda won it, and that was inevitable. This year, I think Red Dead will win it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'd change that list, to be honest.
Fair.
Oh, well, actually, no, I did actually. I'm changing my mind. I would change that list. I'd take Celeste out of that list. I don't think that's Game of the Year.
Would you not replace it with anything? You'd just take it off?
I would replace it. It feels so cruel because I'm both really happy that it's there,
Yeah.
but also I just don't
I mean,
think.
you introduced me to Celeste.
I don't
You loved
think
the
it's.
game.
Yeah, I just don't think it is. It's weird. Should it be judged alongside Red Dead? Personally, I don't think it has a chance
Yeah.
because that's so unfair. Because
Yeah.
Red Dead is so much bigger, so much everything in terms of budget.
Yeah.
I don't think it should be judged against them.
I'm very happy that it appeared on the list the day before I recorded a Celeste video.
Cheeky, yeah.
Yeah. Go watch.
So let's go to the next one.
Best ongoing game,
Oh yeah. All right, go on.
Destiny 2. which I've only just played because it's now free for like the next week or so, I think. I don't know. Fortnite, obviously. No Man's Sky, don't think has a single chance in hell. Overwatch and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege.
Guys,
A little cheeky gander.
I think it's clear what the winner is in that.
No Man's Sky. Fortnite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't play Fortnite. Personally, I don't enjoy it, but I can appreciate that it's free.
It's probably the biggest game at the moment.
The category is ongoing games.
Yeah.
And I prefer Overwatch to Fortnite, but I can appreciate that Overwatch has had one character added to the game, which obviously takes a lot of time because Overwatch is professionally played and balanced.
Yeah.
But Fortnite has had seasons that have constantly adapted and changed,
Yeah, in
and it's
terms
more
of
exciting.
ongoing.
You can't not have Fortnite win an award for 2018. It's been what everyone's been talking about. It's huge.
Yeah.
So I think
said
Fortnite
we
should
wouldn't,
win.
and here we are.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, out of those games, I probably like Rainbow Six Siege the most.
Yeah,
But
Rainbow Six. Yeah.
I don't think it's ongoing enough. Don't you worry, James, I'm on it.
Rainbow Six has had. It's actually quite ongoing. The problem with it is they've gone too far.
It's too ongoing.
They've added two. I think they're called operators. They're like classes, like characters that you can choose.
Yeah.
They've added too many, and every time they add a new character, they're really OP.
Yeah, gets unbalanced.
So they've done it wrong. Whereas Overwatch adds one character a year, and it's
Not enough.
a big no. It's good. I think they should keep it like that because when they add a character, you know it's gonna be balanced.
Yeah, okay.
I just don't think you can compare to the craze that Fortnite is. I think you need to show some appreciation for that.
Rainbow Six Siege is outgoing at this point.
Is what? Sorry,
But
I didn't really understand that one.
best game direction.
The worst game direction. That's weird.
Yeah, awarded to a game studio for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design.
Okay.
Honestly, from reading that description of this award,
Mhm.
I think this list should be more games like Celeste, more indie and weirder.
I was gonna say
If anything, weirder than Celeste, because Celeste isn't massively innovative.
from the films, the games that are on there.
Yeah.
They've gone for games that are more film-like, and I don't. You know what the camera kind of.
Is it slipping a bit?
Yeah.
That's alright. Right, let's cut around that. Come back and talk again.
It was good that I checked though, because it was like pretty bad.
Was it actually?
It was still in there. It was just like really quite bad.
It's just the top of our eyes. It's like Skyping your mum, and she's like, it's got like the top of her head in the camera.
It was a little bit like that, yeah.
No offense to my mum. Just good at Skyping technology. Right, so best game direction, yeah.
What's the list?
It is A Way Out, which I know essentially nothing about.
I know nothing about that either.
It looks like a filmy game, potentially,
Yeah.
from the picture. Detroit Become Human, I know quite a lot about.
A filmy game.
Yeah, David Cage's next instalment.
Yep.
God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think any of those are massively innovative. It's not like... I just want weirder games for that.
I'm gonna say God of War
Yeah?
because I think what they're really going for with that category is which one's the most cinematic.
Yeah.
And although Detroit Become Human is the most like a film,
It's a David Cage game.
I think it's important to
Film, you
remember
press buttons on every now and then.
exactly. But I think they need to acknowledge that they're not talking about films, they're talking about games.
Yeah.
And God of War is both a very gamey game and also very cinematic at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't think Detroit Become Human should win it because it's kind of like too
not gamey enough.
It's too obvious. It's too. Oh, this is. I don't know. I don't know.
Also, I just don't think it's got outstanding creative vision and innovation. Like
That's what I mean. It's not.
David Cage does it every few years.
It's not creative.
I don't even hate.
It's the same.
games.
No.
You know, they're not.
No, they're not bad. There's definitely a place for them, but they're clearly going to be more cinematic because that's the whole point of the game.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you should celebrate that. I think you should celebrate a game that manages to be a game and also is very clever with how it makes it cinematic, which I
Yeah.
think God of War is.
I don't even know if I would particularly like award that depending on cinematicness, if there's not a better word for that.
Yeah, I know it's a bit weird.
I don't know, I just feel like it should just be weirder games in general.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Innovation, you know?
Next.
Maybe just all VR games.
There's actually a category for that.
I assume there would be further down. Best narrative, again, Detroit Become Human, God of War, Life is Strange 2 Episode 1, Marvel Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Now,
I'm a bit torn on that one.
what
I'd quite like to see Celeste on that.
Can you read the definition of best narrative, please?
For outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. Have you played Detroit Become Human?
I've watched a lot of it. I haven't actually played it,
Okay.
which is kind of the same thing.
Yeah. Now, in that game, I know this isn't like the choices category. It doesn't mention having narrative choices, but that is essentially the point of David Cage games, that you get to choose what happens.
Yes.
But there is way less choice in Detroit Become
Is
Human
there?
than is presented. Like later on in the game, there's a character that's like, you know, starting an uprising for the robots against the humans. And even if you play him very pacifist, very relaxed, you know, we're going to be peaceful to the humans, by the end, it skips forward to the next chapter and it feels like loads have changed and you haven't been like let in on it. So you'll play these other two characters for a little while, you'll cut back to this character, and then you're in like an abandoned ship with like weapons and bombs everywhere, and you're like, oh, the humans are coming. And then there's like this whole thing where this one character's like, oh, we should use this bomb, this dirty bomb. And he's like, no, you're not going to use bombs, we're not going to be like that. But it's like, well, there's guns everywhere, and you seem to be like preparing for a war. It's like, I don't know, for me, it feels like...
That's very...
I guess it is a bad narrative, because if you choose certain things, the narrative doesn't make any sense, because the game tries to railroad you in one direction, regardless of what you choose. I feel like that happens a lot in his games.
Yes.
There's a lot of illusion of choice, but then if you make different decisions, the narrative feels weird. It's like
Telltale.
Yeah.
Their games are railroads, and they're really...
You'll say one thing, you'll pick an option, the character will say a completely different thing just so they can guide the conversation. Yeah, Heavy Rain, which I did play, is a good example. There's Ethan, the main guy who's looking for his son, or trying to find the killer of his son, I can't quite remember now. He meets this woman, and they like basically become friends very quickly. She's like trying to take care of him and stuff, because he's like really grieving. But you can play him just horrible to the woman, completely dismissive of her, but she'll still immediately be like, oh, I need to take care of you, we're good friends. And it's like, why do you care? I haven't played him to be nice to you.
I'm going to throw this out there.
Yeah.
I don't think narrative choices in games will ever work. Ever.
Yeah, unless
it's not
technology is there to make massive game-changing decisions.
It's not the case of It's not the case of technology. The technology has been there for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
The main issue is to make a game where you make proper choices. You will have a player every single player will play your game once, and they will miss so much content because it's locked behind other choices.
Yeah.
So much content. So, and the majority of players are not going to play your game twice. So you're making a game where you're spending many, many, many millions, because this is a high budget game we're talking about here.
Yeah.
On something that your average player will not see anywhere close to all of it. If you do one story, then every single player who plays your game will see every part of that story ignoring side quests. And I think the more and more expensive games get, the less you can say, oh yeah, infinite choice, because you sacrifice so much money
Yeah.
to get that, and you have a short game. You will have a short game,
Yeah.
and people don't want short stories. They want nice long stories.
People have to play more than once.
Most people won't do that.
Therefore. Life is Strange 2? What's your opinion on Life is Strange? But we've never talked about that game. Again, I feel like it's very railroady.
It's a good game that's just your standard. I think it's pretty standard.
I think it's
in that
really
genre.
overrated.
I think it's overrated.
And it's very cringy.
I think it's overrated because it was made by. So I think I'm right in saying this. It was made by essentially an indie team, published by Square Enix,
Yeah.
and it was a big deal because people were like, "It's actually made by a small bunch of people, but it's got a bit of money behind it, and it's kind of different and cool."
Yeah.
I didn't like it much.
Yeah, it's not massively my sort of game.
No.
I feel like I think I've seen footage of all of episode 1 of Life is Strange 2. So I think I'd again say probably not worthy of best narrative.
The best story that I've heard is not one that would fit on that list because that's not what they're going for. They're going for that category is basically, again, they're looking for stories which are like movies.
Yeah.
And the one that I have in my head that was the best story is in that category. I will discuss it in a later category.
Okay.
I'm not going to bring it up right now.
Coming soon. I think Detroit Become Human will win that one because it's very movie-ish and
Probably.
because it's got loads of social commentary.
Yeah, sure. I can see that
It'll be
happening.
like the Oscars. But like,
I can see that
so deep.
happening.
Best Arts Direction. This is a fun one.
Read them out.
For outstanding creative and/or technical achievement in artistic design and animation, Assassin's Creed Odyssey again, God of War, Octopath Traveler. I know very little about that game as well. Red Dead Redemption 2, Return of the Obra Dinn.
So, that one, I think, is an interesting one because Octopath Traveler, do you know what it looks like?
I mean, I can see a picture of it.
No, you won't understand that from the picture. The
Oh,
game,
that's just kind of anime.
the game is essentially, you have sprite. It's really hard to explain. It's like, imagine a pop-up book.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Okay.
It's basically pixel art, but popped up into a 3D plane.
Okay.
And in theory, it's the best looking game in terms of art style.
Okay, I've just got screenshots of gameplay. It does look very cool.
In theory. I think they did a very bad job at optimizing that game on the Switch.
Okay.
Because when you see pictures of it on your phone, which is a nice small screen, it looks amazing.
It does look amazing.
However,
Just looking at these pictures.
in my opinion, the game was really blurry when you actually play it on the Switch,
Okay.
and I was quite disappointed by how blurry it was. But I do think that it should win the category because there is no game like it in terms of what it looks like. It's amazing. It's very, very
It
creative.
looks very cool and different. I don't know anything about Return of the Obra Dinn.
I have no idea what that is. I've never heard that in my
I'm
life.
going to give it the quickest of Googles. I can't really dispute you on that one. I don't know what that... I haven't played this one. Oh, it's got very good reviews. I haven't played this
Wait.
one or Octopath.
No, I do know what that is. It had a really interesting art style because
Yeah.
it looks like a Game Boy game, but it's a full 3D game.
Yeah, it looks really
In terms of the
cool.
colours, the colours are green and black.
Yeah. Yeah, like dark green Game Boy. Does look cool. I thought that would give me a headache.
I think I might be. I'm not sure if I'm right in saying this, but there was a really unique gimmick with that game, which played around with your eyesight, and it was something to do with if you moved, you could the sound of your movements would paint the color of the screen or something. But I might be thinking of a different game. I might be wrong.
Okay.
I still think Octopath Traveler's the most unique looking.
Yeah, I can't argue with you there.
Should we swiftly move on from that one? I think
Persona 5 get nominated for that when it came out.
better have done because I love that art
Yeah.
style so
I
much.
was thinking that, but obviously that's not this year. But yeah, games
Um,
like that. Best score / music presented by Spotify.
Go on.
Celeste, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom, Octopath Traveler, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Celeste.
I think Celeste. Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom.
Yeah,
I have actually listened to the soundtrack of that
it's really good.
because someone on YouTube told me to. And if you hear someone on YouTube tell you to do something, you got to do it.
It's a really good game. Too easy though.
Fair. But we're not judging the difficulty, Jamie. We're judging the music.
Celeste wins.
Celeste.
I listened to Celeste when I was doing my final year dissertation.
Yeah.
I had Celeste's soundtrack on loop.
Yeah.
In fact, if I can get that on vinyl,
That'd be cool. Maybe you can.
that's an idea. I think you probably can. I'm gonna buy it on
Should I
vinyl.
get you that for your birthday?
I can imagine it'd be quite expensive.
Yeah. When I was doing mine, it was like Skyrim and The Last of Us soundtracks.
Yeah.
But I've been listening to Celeste a lot.
Celeste is an incredible soundtrack. It's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Swipey,
part
swipey.
of the. It's part of the. It kind of fits into the game a lot. The soundtrack.
Yep.
Like, you know, the B sides and the C sides and everything. It's something of a theme. Best audio design presented by Dolby. Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Forza Horizon 4, God of War, they all rhyme. Marvel Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2. I kind of like Forza for that one.
I think Forza 2. Have you played it?
I've played very briefly.
I thought that game was it was so realistic and so nice.
And sound definitely plays into that.
But I want to give it to it, but I also think that Red Dead Redemption 2 is really good as well for sound design. But I kind of don't want it to win that many awards, too many awards, because that would be a shame because of all the other games that could get it.
Yeah. Best performance. These are the ones I quite like.
What's
Awarded
right,
to
yeah.
an individual for voiceover acting, motion and/or performance capture. I mean, really, Troy Baker should get it every year, regardless of if he's in a game. Troy Baker is my actual
Is he on
hero.
there?
He's not on there. He
Oh.
hasn't. I don't think he's been in a game.
Troy
Maybe
Baker
he
has been in. He's every single. Oh.
He is amazing. Literally, when I was like, I don't know, 15, I was like, this man is my hero.
He's in
I want
Persona
to
4.
be him. Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous. When
He's
I
in
saw that he was in
every
Persona 4,
game.
like, because I came away from that game thinking the voice acting is way better than it should be,
Yeah.
and I saw Troy Baker like, they spent loads of money on it.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Espio the Chameleon in Sonic the Hedgehog. That's probably like one of his worst roles. I mean, not as in he did a bad job, as in, you know,
That's some great trivia.
he's been in The Last of Us and Bioshock Infinite. That was a good time for him.
Yeah. I'm really sorry about my constant pacing to the camera.
It's probably a good idea.
After the last video, where we had half the video being nothing, I want to make sure that never happens again.
Just edit around you walking over there.
Yes.
Right, so these are the nominees for Best Performance. Brian Deckard as Connor from Detroit Become Human. I immediately kind of think him.
Right,
'cause
okay.
He did a really good job as Connor, and he's also very nice in real life. Christopher Judge as Kratos, God of War.
Yeah.
He looks nothing like I expected him to look, so I guess that's good.
That's really funny.
Melisanti Mahout, she sounds like a Game of Thrones character, as Cassandra from Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I don't remember Cassandra in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I mean, I haven't played it, but I've seen footage of it.
I feel like Cassandra could well be the main character, you know.
Maybe.
I have no idea. I don't know
I don't know
particularly
enough
about
about
that
that
game.
game. I saw some of it when I
Yeah.
first watched it. Roger Clark as Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2's just got a fully solid cast.
I am quite unqualified in this realm.
Fair.
You have much more of an opinion on this than I do.
Do you think?
Yeah. I'm completely unqualified when it comes to voice actors.
I mean,
say.
it's just,
I appreciate good voice actors.
Yeah.
I just of those games, I can't possibly tell you if they were good or not. I have no idea who they are.
Okay. Yuri Lowenthal as Peter Parker in Marvel Spider-Man. He's older than I expected him to be.
That's interesting.
I mean, he's not old.
But
he
older,
just sounds very young in
Yeah.
the game. Yeah, he was really good. And especially when you're playing like a big character like Peter Parker, you've
Got it
got,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, all good. I would probably still go for Brian Deckard. Or D'Chart, I don't know how his name's pronounced.
I'm gonna give that entirely to you because I haven't got a clue.
Fair. I thought he did a really good job as Connor. He had a very interesting voice, very fun to listen to.
Okay.
And it was robotic enough that it was convincing, but it also, he was supposed to have like the emotion every now and then, which he definitely did. And he delivered his lines very well. And also, he started the meme of, "I'm Connor, the android sent to you by Cyberlife." That was all him.
I know the one.
So yeah, very
What have we got next?
good. Next we have Games for Impact. For a thought-provoking game with a profound pro-social meaning or message. That's a very nice category.
Okay, go on, sorry.
I was going to say, I like that this category is included because it kind of accentuates the point that games are more than games.
Yes.
People always think games are really stupid,
Yep.
a lowbrow genre of arts. But yeah, I would consider a lot of games art. Well, any game's art, some of it's just very bad art.
Mhm.
And, there's more to games. You can teach you
I completely agree.
a strong lesson.
Read out those games, and then I'm going to throw one out there that I guarantee is not on that list.
Okay, 1111 Memories Retold. I haven't played that. As far as I'm aware, that literally just came out. But it looks good.
Yeah.
It's,
I don't know. I don't know about
topical. It's World War related, of course. Celeste. I'd say that belongs on there for
that. Yeah.
a profound message. Specifically, one scene which I may talk about afterwards.
Profound? Is it profound? It's definitely a good story, but is it profound?
I would say it is. A profound meaning or message. I think it's very good. I mean, it's pretty on the nose and... What am I trying to say?
I love I love the way they deal with the subject matter.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say that depression is profound.
I think the way it's incorporated into the game makes it more profound. Specifically, one scene I'm going to somewhat spoil. It's only like halfway through the game, so it's not a massive spoiler. But the bit where... Actually, it's kind of near the end. The bit where her and Theo escape from the Mirror Temple you were saying earlier.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not. I'm lying. That's also a nice scene where they're having a talk by the fire.
Yeah, it's really cool.
You can choose the dialogue options.
Yeah.
You basically just have a nice chat with another guy, and that's quite a deep conversation. But the scene I was thinking of is near the beginning of the game, when they're going up a gondola up the mountain, and it stops, and the main character starts having a panic attack, and the other character calms her down.
Yeah.
He tells her to imagine there's a feather floating in front, and her breath is what's holding up the feather, so she has to breathe like in and out, blah blah blah. And the way it's done is that, like, all these tentacles come in the screen to represent that she's starting to feel claustrophobic. And then he says, imagine the feather, and the feather appears. And then you have to, like, press, I don't know, whatever controller you're using, X or A, to make the feather float up and then back down and keep it in these lines.
That is
It's
good.
really, really cool.
No,
And
okay, it deserves a space on there.
for me, it seems like I don't know a lot about this, area.
Yeah.
But I think that's probably a genuine thing that is done to
Yeah,
panic attacks.
Yeah,
I don't know. I thought it was really nice.
I agree.
And it is kind of a long-running theme throughout the game.
Of course.
She's desperately trying to get up the mountain. We're going to talk about none of these games except Celeste.
I'm just gonna. Can I throw one out there, which I know is not on the list?
Say that now and we'll see if it is on the list, but it probably won't be.
The reason why it's not on this particular list is because it's not. Again, I think it's profound, but it's not profound in the definition that they're saying it.
Yeah.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Okay. Interesting.
That game came out last year,
Yeah.
but it counts as this year because it came out after the Game Awards.
Okay.
It came out in December,
Yeah.
like mid-December, so it's after the Game Awards. And I feel like the reason why it's not appearing on any of the Game Awards is because it's been forgotten, because it came out right after the Game Awards last year. And that game has the most profound ending possibly I've ever played in any game.
Okay.
Like, it was unbelievably cool. Like this, everything about the game is turned upside down and it's crazy. And I feel like I would love to spoil it. I don't know if I should or not. But it's so good. It's so
I don't know.
good.
I haven't played.
No,
I don't think I've played any of Xenoblade Chronicles.
I've only played Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
That's what I mean. Sorry.
Yeah.
I do think I'd really like to though.
Okay.
You've raved about it a lot.
God, it's like.
So maybe don't spoil it.
All right, I won't.
But
I won't. But
yeah.
my
accentuate
God,
how much you enjoy
You're,
it.
you don't. Okay, I will say that if you played the previous games, it simultaneously makes the ending better and worse.
Okay.
But for me, it was just the coolest, most unexpected. So good, so good, so good.
I'll probably get that now.
And I would say it was profound in the way they did it.
Yeah.
But I
How
won't
much
go
is
more into that.
Xenoblade Chronicles?
I'll just lend it to you. Yeah.
What have you got it on?
It's only on Switch.
Oh, it's only on Switch.
It's published by Nintendo.
Makes sense. Next nominees for Games for Impact. Florence. Yeah, that's my reaction. Life is Strange 2 Episode 1. And The Missing, J.J. Macfield and the Island of Memories.
I'm so unqualified for this list.
I've seen a bit of The Missing, and that also seems really good, very profound. Life is Strange 2, I don't think it's profound. I don't think it's as profound as it wants to be. I think it's far too on the nose, and a lot of the time misses the mark in the message it's trying to portray. I would say...
Celeste.
For me, it would be Celeste.
For me, it'd be Celeste because I don't know about the other games.
Yeah, The Missing and 1111 Memories Retold, from what I've seen, could definitely win and, you know, potentially deserve to win.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, it'd be Celeste. Best Independent Game.
Celeste.
What do you think's first on this list? Celeste. Dead Cells. That's really cool.
Yep.
Into the Breach, haven't played. Return of the Obra Dinn, again, haven't played. And The Messenger, I haven't played.
So, I want to add another one to that list.
Yeah.
This is my second game I want to talk about.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why, either they just didn't deem it as being good enough,
Yeah.
or so this game was in early access for about 5 years, and it was published as in it came out of early access this year.
Yeah.
And I don't know what their definition of a game being released is, because obviously technically it was released 5 years ago,
Yeah.
but it was finished, and actually the full game was released this year, and it's The Forest.
I didn't know The Forest was released 5 years ago.
It was like I think it was actually 5 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you played it? Have you played through it?
Oh, I haven't, but I've seen like infinite footage of people pissing about on it on YouTube.
That game is. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
And
I really want to play it.
I played it in a way
We can
that I
play
think
that.
it's meant to be played. We really, really should actually.
I think we should.
I played it in a way that I think it should be played,
Yeah.
which was, it was me and two friends, and we both, all three of us, had just finished all our exams,
Yeah. Yeah. I think you told me about this.
and we completed that game in 3 days, in 3 10-hour stints.
Yeah.
We lived in that game.
Yeah.
And the game is so good at making you feel like you're living there, because it feels like you're camping if it wasn't for the cannibals going out to kill you,
Yeah.
it'd be the
If it wasn't
ultimate
for the
camping game.
horrific tentacle monsters.
It'd be the ultimate camping game.
Yeah.
And it was playing that with other people. Playing it on your own would be kind of fun. Way more fun with other people.
Yeah.
Just also, I think it should be up there for sound design in some way, because when you go into caves, I've never been more immersed in a cave in any other game.
Fair.
Like it's so creepy and so claustrophobic, and you can hear the cannibals kind of in the far distance echoing through the cave, and it sounds so realistic.
That's really cool, actually.
So good, so good.
I'm gonna go on a slight tangent.
Yes.
I'm gonna advertise another YouTube channel that doesn't need our advertisement.
Oh.
Hat Films played The Forest, and on the subject of sound design, whenever they go into a cave in that game, they make their own audio really echoey. And whenever they're really far apart from each other, they make it sound like they're talking to each other over radios.
That's so good.
And it's so much effort for a very impressive effect.
But do they actually did they say they did that?
No, it's clear they do it. They're their own voices.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think they did that. I think that's part of the game.
No, they definitely did do it. Because it's recorded separately from the game.
Okay.
And they also put it into night vision and edit other stuff like that.
The reason why I say that is
The game
because
does that over your game in-game chat.
it does.
Yeah.
We decided to do it over Discord, but I know that there is an option to play it through the game, and if you're too far away from another player, you have to talk to them over walkie-talkie.
That's really cool.
So cool.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that tangent introduced that nicely there.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, oh no, I mean, I want to talk to someone, but I can't do that and also attack a cannibal.
That adds
So
a
much
nice
fun.
immersive element to it. Okay, so The Forest isn't on there.
It's not on there.
So what are you going to say?
Um,
I'm going to be extremely boring
just say
and
Celeste.
say Celeste again. This is very bad for me because I've just started playing Celeste
Yeah.
3 days ago and almost
Best
finished it now.
indie game.
Yeah, I'm in the Celeste mind zone at the moment.
I can't think of anything else which would be better than Celeste right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I would choose another one either. Yeah, I think that deserves that slot.
Yeah. This is another one I assume we're both very unqualified for. Best mobile game. The options are Donut County, Florence again, Fortnite, PUBG Mobile, or Reigns Game of Thrones. The only two of those I've played. Actually, I've only played PUBG Mobile. I haven't played Fortnite Mobile.
I think Fortnite Mobile. I think that's just
I haven't played it, but if it's anything like
it's
Fortnite,
literally Fortnite.
yeah.
On a phone or tablet. I don't think it's the full fat experience on a phone. I don't think you can really beat that. It's so good. And PUBG is just so buggy and horrible that there's no way I'm going to say that's beating
Yeah,
it.
the developers have definitely made me hate that game
Yep.
more than the game has.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't played it, but I'm assuming I would agree with Fortnite.
If you played Fortnite,
And
you played
again-
Fortnite Mobile.
It needs, yeah, okay. Yeah, and again, it's not really our sort of thing, but it definitely deserves recognition this year. Best VR/AR game.
I have absolutely no. I couldn't possibly tell you.
I've
what
only
to
played
say.
one of these, and I've only seen footage of two of these. First one is Astrobot Rescue Mission, Firewall 0 Hour, Moss, and the two one I've seen is Tetris Effect, but I haven't played. One I've seen and played is Beat Saber. Beat Saber is really cool. It's just
I have seen Beat Saber.
yeah, it's like Guitar Hero, but with a lightsaber instead.
If I could vote for none of them, I would,
Fair.
because none of them are I don't want VR to be a gimmick, and they're all gimmicky.
Yeah.
None of those games, if they in the VR section, there shouldn't even. Okay, I appreciate that there will be a VR section for now until it becomes mainstream.
Yeah.
But there shouldn't even be a VR section in theory. It should be all of the games are in VR. It should be Red Dead's in VR. Every game's in VR. But because that's not the case yet, all of those games are kind of just not what I want from VR.
Not what VR should be.
And I appreciate why they exist because
It's
barely anyone's adopted VR.
Yeah.
So obviously, why would you spend millions and millions on something that no one's going to buy? But it's just a shame, isn't it?
Yeah. I think it's on the way up though.
I think it's on the way down.
Do you think?
The PlayStation 5 needs to be all about VR, or else we won't see VR for another 5 or 6 years after that comes out.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a big part of next gen though. I think.
You think that they're going to go for VR instead of 4K?
I mean, do they have to choose?
Yes, definitely.
Then they probably won't.
There's no way. I mean, for VR to take off, it needs to be bundled in with the system.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I don't. If it's bundled in with the system, they have to go all in. And they can't just say, "Oh, if you play it." PlayStation 5 is not going to play VR games in 4K. Guaranteed. No way in hell is that going to happen. It will not be powerful enough to do that.
Yeah.
So it's either going to play 4K games on a TV or VR. There is definitely a choice.
Yeah.
And they can't have it bundled. They can't have the VR set bundled in and then say, "Oh, but you can play it. You can play it on your TV without the VR headset in 4K if you want." Because then it's like a really confused product. Well, am I playing it on the TV or am I playing it on the VR headset? I mean, I paid for the VR headset, so surely I should be playing it on the VR headset and not on the TV. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I see what you mean. In fairness, I think VR will become more mainstream, but I think it will change drastically.
Oh God!
I think it will be more. I don't even know how to describe it, to be honest. I mean, movement in VR games is a big thing that needs to be like figured out. Because you can't just have games where you're just teleporting constantly.
I don't get it. I have no problem. Why can't they just have motion controls,
What, the arms?
hands, and then have a thumbstick on one
Yeah.
of them? We already can. I can easily imagine being able to train my brain to be able to have to move my hand around and also move my direction.
Yeah.
It's a little bit uncomfortable, but that's not that bad.
It's not much different to what we currently do when playing games.
Plus,
Just turn around where you want to look and then use that to physically move in that direction.
and
I
also,
agree. I don't see why that isn't.
I have no problem playing a VR game with a standard controller and just playing and just being able to look around.
Well, that's
that?
how I imagine is going to go.
I hope so, because it's really fun.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the direction it'll be taken in.
Because
that'll be easy to implement as well.
also, do you want to be playing a game going crazy with your arms?
No,
not
for long periods of time.
Yeah, like,
unless it's a gimmick game.
I feel like if I'd have to be in a very specific mood to want to sit down and do that. And also, what about a game like Overwatch? Are you kidding me? Like, can you imagine? Can you imagine how ridiculous that would be to play in VR?
Yeah.
Impossible. For now.
Yeah, I mean, different games just need to work drastically different in VR.
We need to finish this up.
Yeah.
My battery's about to die.
Oh, that's going. We have a lot more categories. We have
So-
an infinite amount more categories, Jamie.
I really hope you've enjoyed our discussion of the Game of the Year stuff. We've gone on plenty of tangents, but I think that's what podcasts are all about, so it's absolutely fine.
Should we call this part one?
We could call it part one. We do need to finish this podcast now, though, because we're running out of time. Well, we've ran way over time, actually. This.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, yeah. So that's that.
We'll be back for more Game of the Year talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might even be like post game of the year, maybe. Who knows?
A little thinker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just keep saying yeah. We didn't even do it! Jack! Happy birthday, Jamie!
There's a way, kind of face loud, face reality. Never be charity. The enemy you're fighting covers all society. Damn right, mommy's not here, gonna fight all night. Right here, shadow 10 o'clock direction. Seize the moment, destroy the nation. You rhyme slow motion, give me motivation. Breathe out now, and then I'm a rival. Round up around, spit out all over. Rhyme like a rolling stone, come in the crowd. Watch out the moon, they diss around. Give us this sound and bombs whole ground. So round up, don't ease your pace, cause enemies brutal. Moment of truth, there ain't no truth. You're the only one world, one law. But the battle goes on, shadows all mass destruction.
Oh yeah.